Hello everyone, Kalin here. It's a beautiful sunny day in my city. I come from Skopje, Macedonia. I'm 23 years old and I'm a graduate on the faculty of psychology in my country. For the past 3 years I have been teaching martial arts to kids aged all the way from 5 up to 15 years old. And through my classes I have noticed two major patterns or problems as society today would like to address them, and two major causes of those problems. So in this video, by the way, English is not my maternal language, so bear with me. Whatever the case may be, in this video I will try to address these problems and address my views on how children should be taught responsibility without it impairing their true nature. So my opinion is that every person has a unique set of skills, a unique vibration, and is actually a unique person, and we need unique people to shape society as it is and give it all the different flavors, so to speak, so that it's not dull and so that it develops creatively as well as professionally, so it moves forward in different directions. But however, we do need responsible adults that can take full responsibility for their own actions and not fall down or fall apart, or their character to fall apart when things start to get a little hard and a bigger effort is asked on their part. Okay, to get on with my actual thoughts on what the problems are with the kids. I have been teaching kids aged. I have had two groups. One of them was with smaller children aged 4 and 5 years old, all the way up to 8 or 9 years old, and the other group was 9 years old all the way to 15 or 16 years old. When they turned 16, they transferred to the adult group with the older students. What I have noticed was that the smaller group, although harder to control in terms of the kids were inclined to run around and talk too much, laugh and everything, which is normal for this age of children. Although harder to actually control, so to say, was much more easier to capture their attention. So they had a little more focus when something was interesting to them. With the older group of children, they actually, even when something was interesting to them, they tended to lose their attention and try to make the exercises easier when they faced even the smallest of difficulty, whether that would be physical strain or they didn't understand the exercise fully, so they needed to work a little bit more. They didn't do that. A small percentage of them actually did that, and their attention was defocused and given to other things. What I by the way, these none of these children came from rich or parents that actually used money to spoil them. The martial arts monthly fee was relatively low in for the country that I come from. So all of these children came from middle class families, and it was not a class that spoiled children just so we can get their money, and so that the parents could leave them there for an hour or an hour and a half. What I noticed anyway from the majority of parents and their relationship to the children, to my students, was that they didn't make the difference between discipline for their children and not letting them express themselves in their true way. So what I did in my classes was when I gave an exercise, I would insist on everyone completing the exercise without any excuse. So this means that no matter what you want to do in that moment, what the child wants to do in that moment, no matter where his mind is, he must complete the given set of repetitions with focus and try to make his movements better. But this did not mean that I would try to model the children's behavior and their character, their thought patterns, so that they can suit me or the peers, their teachers, or their parents. No, I would actually encourage every opinion that every child had, and every behavior. So if a child was, for instance, hyperactive, I would let it be that way. If a child was a little bit more introverted, I would not put pressure on him to speak out and express him or herself, because when the time came, and if the child felt it needed to do that, they would open up and they would actually become part of a much more louder and more active member of the group of children that I was teaching. So I would not in any way try to alter their opinions or their behavior or the way they saw the world and everyday life, so that they can fit better with their family, their parents, and their peers. I simply wanted them to do the exercise with discipline, with focus, for the given set of repetitions. So what did this do? This behavior on my part told the children that they needed to be disciplined and complete whatever task is asked from them at the moment. Why? Because when they grow up and life gives them challenges, unless they take full responsibility and complete those challenges, nobody is going to complete them for them, complete the challenges for them. I'm sorry, my English is at the point to where it's at, and I do hope you can understand what I'm saying. So moving on, life was not going to complete their challenges for them. They had to do it for themselves. At the same time, I'm not impairing their true nature, or saying that you need to look at the world this way, or you need to behave a little less hyperactive, for example, so that I can rest and I can accept you better. I'm talking about the parents and their tendency to do some things, which I will talk about later, in a moment actually. So I did not do anything of this. I just told them there is a task that is meant for you right now. You're here because you want to be here. So I also at one point asked children, do you want to be here, or are your parents making you come here? And if they said that they wanted to be here, I told them there are tasks here, and you chose to come here, and you have to complete these tasks. You don't have to change anything about you. You're perfect the way you are, but the only thing you have to do is complete the task. What I've noticed, this was the first pattern or problem that we were working on, which is normal because martial arts class is supposed to solve these problems. If I may refer to them as problems, is that one of the causes of these problems was that parents actually they always told me be more strict with the children, and but what they did was actually try to alter their characters so that they can handle them more easily. So they wanted a calmer child, a child that will accept whatever they tell him to do, or the path that they chose for him. So but when hard times came, and for example some of the parents actually stayed with the children during martial arts classes, and when the child started complaining because something is too difficult for him or her, and they would say, you know, for example, if their mom was there, they would look at their mom and you know, make faces like, you know, let's go, save me from the exercise, and anything everything like that. And the parents would actually comply to what the child was saying, and in rare cases they would actually leave because the child was getting too annoying and everything. So they would actually apologize and say, I can't take this anymore, we're leaving, you know, and apologize to me, and then come back the next class. Like, they've had the talk with their children and everything. Or sometimes even oftentimes, more times than leave, this actually happened in very, very, very rare occasions. But more often than leaving, they would try to comfort the child with for example, material goods, saying that they will buy them something later, or how do I say this in English? Give me a minute. I try to comfort him, like saying, for example, it's okay, come on, try a little bit harder, come on, it's okay, I know it's hard, you know, but doing all these things, like, you're right, but let's just, you know, try, we're here, mommy's here for you, don't worry, let's try to do this, like, go a little bit slower, softer, it's okay. And all of these things, complying with the child's with all of the children's complaints. Now, what this does, in my opinion, is the reverse effect. So you're trying to change the child's character, which is not good at all, because you're going to make him just a robot, you know, following society's strict rules and everything, like making him fit into the system. But whenever hard times come and there is a task he needs to do, you're robbing him of the confidence he needs to build up in order to take full responsibility onto him or herself. And in doing so, your parents, I think, are actually creating this problem, you know, because I will quote one of the people that I have read during my psychology years. His name is Osho. You might have heard of him. He is in term an Indian guru or a spiritual guru, but you can call him whatever you want. In my opinion, he's one of the greatest psychologists that this earth has ever known. I have learned or read from Osho, so this is not these are not my words. A child needs your love, your support. Yeah, it does not need your help. So a child needs to learn to take responsibility and complete the tasks that are given to him. But it also needs your love, because you cannot try to change what he or she is. You need to cultivate the character that was given to the child upon birth, its authenticity. Because in term, this originality and authenticity that every child has, combined with the confidence and responsibility which he will learn throughout his life, throughout completing these tasks, will develop an original and confident person, which will then develop his life in an original way. He will be confident in his own choices and happy that he's making his own authentic choices. And whatever work he does, it will benefit society in a great deal and benefit those around him and their his closest family and friends. So this is something that this is one of the topics that I wanted to address in this video. Okay, so moving on to the second topic, and the final topic that the second and the final topic that I would like to talk about in this video is the motor skills that the children were actually lacking. And as I remember in my generation, we actually could perform many things and had good body awareness when compared to the little guys that I was teaching. This actually was I mentioned that I had two groups. So the group of smaller children were actually had better body awareness than the older children in my second group. And what I have noticed is that, because I had them all on social media, so I actually we had a group. We have a group on Facebook where I write to them when the classes are or if there are some changes. So I have them all on social media, and I have noticed that the older group, the older children in my group actually spend way too much time on social media, and they were also big gamers, like fan of gaming and everything. And so I asked them for several classes what were they, how much time were they spending in front of the computer. And it was amazing that actually they were spending insane amounts of time, like maybe 6 to 8 hours, even if after midnight in the night, on the mostly on the tablets and the phones that they had, and also gaming on the computers. Like they would go on Skype and connect with their friends and game at Counter-Strike or Dota or some of those League of Legends, some of those games which I'm familiar with because I have played them in the past when I was in elementary school and high school and everything. But we also knew how to to let those games brainwash us and stay for a long time in front of the computer. But this was even more way more longer than that. And what I have noticed is that these children have very poor posture and poor body awareness. So they would understand the exercise, but they wouldn't their bodies wouldn't listen to what they were trying to tell them to do. And their mind was actually hyperactive, and they definitely couldn't hold the attention for a longer period of time, and it kind of lived in that game world that they experienced at this very time. Now, children in their adolescent years have the tendency to explore the world and see what it offers. And games are a safe way for them to do that. And this is actually the problem. Games offer a ton of information that the child's brain is thirsty for and hungry for. So the child's brain at age 11, 12 and up, maybe even 9 and up, is it wants to explore everything that the world has to offer. But the real world lets children, through social activities and games, physical games, lets the mind lead the exploring, and lets the body evolve through that impulse to explore the world. And video games, social media, and technological devices rob them of that experience. Now, not to say that technology is bad. It's actually a really good step forward, and it's very useful. But it, like anything else, it is used in a harmful way. At times, such as this with the children right now. So I would like to address this problem, and the parents that are responsible for how much time the child is spending in front of the computer and everything. I do not think that repression is the way to go, because when a child sees his or her peers playing in front of the computer and everything, I mean, it will if you block him, prevent him from using social media and gaming and everything, it will actually create a repression in him, and he will get really angry as to you not letting him play, and maybe he will do that even more when he gets the opportunity to do so, whether it be later or maybe when he's at his friend's house. But I think parents need to talk to their children and be open about it. so that it's actually not the real way to explore the world, and be open about the consequences that they will have. And when they actually stop a child from sitting in front of the computer for too long, I mean gaming and everything like that, they need to, the child will get angry with the parents, but I believe that they need to acknowledge that anger and tell him they understand that he's angry, but that they mean the best, and he or she will not be the anger that they have will not be complied with for the child's own good. And I do believe that parents need to communicate this with their children, so that they can gain body awareness and indulge in really creative activities, such as I'm not even talking about that you need to make your child go swimming or playing basketball or martial arts just so that he can do some sort of physical activity, but if he simply if you simply let him explore the world hands-on, physically, he will find he or she will find the activity that suits their character, whether that be sports or maybe creative disciplines or playing instruments, dancing, basketball, martial arts, whatever, or maybe artistry, like, yeah. So these are the two topics that I wanted to review and address regarding children. So this is just my hands-on experience from teaching children martial arts for about 3 years, combined with what I have learned through my studies and my interest in the field of psychology and human development. If you like this video, I would like to say that it is supported by a course which I have I'm sponsoring actually on Coursera. It is called the development of understanding the development of children from synapse to society, and I do believe that this is a great course that will give you greater insight into all the developmental stages that your child goes through, and so that you can even apply the things that the two things that we talked about in this video in exact times, and you will understand all the things all the behaviors that your child exhibits because of this course. It's actually a great course, and I will you can find the link to the course in this video's description. If you decided to invest in this course, it will do this channel a great favor. You will support this channel, and more videos like this will be available to you. If not, that's cool too. I also hope that you like this video, and I will try to produce more content like this for you in the future. So once again, this is Kalin, and thank you for watching this video till the end. I hope you have a great day, a great week, and all the best to your child's development. I wish all the best to you, your family, and until next time, this is the Sapien Reviews. Have a great day.